Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco, and today we finally have the Super 7 -1 Godzilla. And this thing is super sweet looking. I cannot wait to open him up. But before we do that, I have a few other little Godzilla things that we randomly picked up, I don't know, a few weeks ago or whatever. But we're going to open these up and check them out first. So first up are these two little cutesy chibi Godzilla and Mecha Godzillas. Just something a little fun that we picked up a little while ago. And then up next is this little Godzilla mystery thing. So there's a few different ones in there. I don't know, I mean, classic Godzilla would be pretty sweet. I mean, honestly, I don't think there's a loser in here. I mean, any Godzilla's pretty cool. I would say the classic one, maybe Hedorah would also be pretty cool. But I think anything we get out of here is going to be pretty awesome. Let's see, we got... This one is Godzilla from 2016. Let's put them together. Now, I did say that pretty much whatever we get will be pretty cool. This one's kind of weird. Not gonna lie. I'm not even sure what Godzilla's... I mean, I know it's a 2016. I don't remember which one that is. But it's kind of a strange one. I don't know. We might get another one. Test our luck again. Now it's time to get into the -1 Super 7. Alright, there's his tail. Be very careful. It has bands wrapped around it in the plastic, and you have to cut the bands. So just be careful not to accidentally snip one of the spikes when you're doing that. Here's his angry face. That was a lot of work, but we finally have him out. He is pretty rad. He's got a lot of texture to him. Again, if you haven't seen this movie, I mean, I've talked about it plenty of times. It's the best Godzilla movie out there, and that is not even really truly saying it justice. It is a damn good movie. If you haven't seen -1, even if you're not a Godzilla person, there's a great story in there. You actually care about all the people that are on screen. They have interesting characters. Great movie. It's been talked about a lot here and elsewhere. So let's go ahead and get that big tail on there. Okay, so I tried giving it some good pressure, and as you can see, it's starting to like chip away at the plastic. So and there's also, you know, it's a bunch of spikes everywhere, so it's not a great way to hold on to it. So what I'm going to do is try running this part under hot water. And again, why you do stuff like that and why you wouldn't put this part under hot water is because you want this to expand and get softer, and so this should be able to slip in there easier. So I'm going to try that. Alright, so that did the trick. Now again, I just kind of ran under hot water for a little bit, put its tail in there, and at that point it's kind of weird because you like expect a snap noise or something. I didn't hear anything, but it seems pretty firmly in there now, so he is good to go. And I love the movie, an absolutely incredible movie, but on top of that, the design is super cool. His spine has so much cool detail to it. He's got a lot of rough texture just everywhere. And I mean, immediately when I saw the design of this Godzilla before I ever saw the movie, I was like, that thing is sick. You know, I think it's one of those, it's hard to change Godzilla too much and improve on Godzilla, because like Godzilla's already really rad, you know what I mean? So, and for me, I don't know. I've always been a big fan of the originals. Like here, or like here's I got the Heisei to also kind of compare it to, which really cool. I love the Heisei Godzilla. His tail is massive, way bigger than well, I'm trying to figure out the best way to show it to you, but way longer anyway. But what he's got, what minus one has, is these thick thighs. He is, I think, the meatiest Godzilla they've ever done. And I think a big part of it too, you know, I mean, just the big spine stuff is really cool, obviously. But even on top of that, I'm a big fan of the texture that he has. I do think I probably still prefer like the original kind of like face design. This one's good, don't get me wrong, but if I had to pick one, I'd say probably, as far as like I like his head sculpt as a design better. But overall, I really really enjoy this, and you know, it's probably, or not, I don't want to say probably, but a good chance this will forever be my favorite Godzilla movie. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. Saw it in theaters, and it was killer. It also come with this roaring head, which is cool, but I think I'll just keep the regular head on it. I think is pretty nice. You know, maybe if it had like a blast effect or something, I could use this, or you know, I'm sure that there's probably other companies, probably like Figuarts or something, that it wouldn't be like a blast coming out of his mouth, but it could be like the explosion on the ground. And like that could be cool to have his mouth open, but whatever, you know. I think this is plenty cool for me. I love the detailing. It's a heavy figure, like it's got good weight to it. Definitely do the hot water trick when getting his tail in. Other than that, I mean, you know, there was no other assembly. He doesn't need to be in any kind of specific pose. I mean, this is kind of what, I mean, nothing crazy, at least, I guess. This is more or less what he was doing throughout the movie. He'd just slowly stomp along like that. And yeah, he just needs to be a big menacing Godzilla. And he does that pretty perfectly. He doesn't need to do, you don't need to do any advanced kind of posing or anything. He just kind of holds out his arms awkwardly. But yeah, I'd love to know what you all think. I do really, really love the Super 7 line for Godzillas. I'm not a super big fan of Super 7 in general, but when I saw the Godzillas they started doing, they swayed me into going their way, and I've really enjoyed what I've bought so far. I've also bought some Power Ranger stuff from them as well. The Zords anyway. I haven't bought. I don't like their figures. They're like people figures. I think they have trouble with for whatever reason, but robots and monsters they do pretty good on. If they do at any point, I can't remember if they've announced one or not, but if like Haya ever puts out a -1 Godzilla, I'd probably be interested in picking it up because I also really enjoy that brand. I know there's a -1 from Figuarts or Monster Arts, whatever, but it is very expensive, and I think not as cool as this one, because we had that one in our store before, and it's, you know, it's a lot smaller than this, and way more expensive. So for me, I'd much rather get this. However, I have been impressed with Haya Toys, specifically with the Ghidorah that we got. I think the price point was very low and the detail was very high. It far exceeded my expectations on that. So yeah, we'll see what keeps coming out with Super 7 and Haya in particular. With the Godzilla stuff, I'm sure there'll be more that we'll be picking up because they are both putting out some pretty cool stuff. That's going to be it, though, for today. I do have a bunch more action figures that I will be opening up. I'll be making videos, and those will be coming out in the next few days or so. So keep an eye out for those. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Ha ha ha!